Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I wanted to do a skincare hits and misses because I've been trying a lot of new products, a lot of new ingredients in my skincare routine over the last, say, 6 to 8 months. And I wanted to give you some feedback on those new products, whether they're gonna have a place in my skincare routine, whether I thought they were just okay and I'm not really gonna buy another one and use it. It's kind of a cross between a faves and fails and a empties video because my empties bin was getting really full, but I noticed it is a ton of skincare and there's a lot of new products in here. And as you guys know, I don't really switch products in my skincare routine very often. I tend to stick with my tried and trues year in, year out. They've done great things for my skin, so they're things that I love. But, you know, there are new ingredients that come along that people go crazy for. And of course, I want to try them, like Snail Mucin and copper peptides and Argireline. And you've seen me talk about them in a few videos, but I've never given you my thoughts on them, never mentioned whether they are staying in my skincare routine or not. People had asked a lot of questions about that in my last skincare routine video, which I did over the summer. And if you missed that one, I'll put a link to it right up here because if you have any questions about how I use any of these products that I'm going to talk about today, it will all be shown in that video, whether I use it in the morning or night, would I use it before or after, how long I wait between each thing. And then one other thing I wanted to mention in this video is that usually when I do a new skincare routine, I do a printout guide for you guys, and I didn't do it over the summer. I was super busy and I just never had time, but there are a few people who have been really persistent in reminding me that they're still waiting for it, so thank you for that. So I have got it done now. It's over on my blog and I'll link it in the info box below the video. And links for all the products that I have to share today will also be in the info box for quick and easy shopping if you're interested in purchasing anything that I talk about here today. All right, so let's dive into my little bucket of hits and misses here. I think first I'm going to start with a couple of hits because for those of you who really want to know, like if I only want to use a couple of things in my skincare routine, what should I use? Of course, anyone who is going to give you good skincare advice, they're always going to tell you that sunscreen is the #1 thing that you should use. And you know, I'm all about the sunscreen. I talk about it. I make dedicated sunscreen videos. I test sunscreens every year. So I think that sunscreen has been like one of the things that has made the biggest difference in my skin. I never wore it until I turned 50. I had a ton of sun damage, which is still very evident on my chest and on my arms, sad to say, but I have been waging a full-on war against my sun damage on my face and trying to on my neck for 10 years. And so thank goodness the things work and my face looks so much better than it did 10 years ago. While I'm waging war on my sun damage, I'm also protecting my skin from more sun damage and future sun damage and the daily sun damage that you get. So for me, sunscreen is a non-negotiable every day of the year, rain or shine, whether I'm inside or outside. So I just want to talk about 2 sunscreens in this video. These are my 2 current holy grails. I absolutely love them. The first one is the one that I'm wearing as my makeup today. This one is the Healthy Skin Lab Protect Tinted Moisturizer. It's got hyaluronic acid in it. It's an SPF 50. This was the winner of my mineral sunscreen testing video this year, and this is such a great sunscreen. And being a tinted moisturizer, I can just put this on and then I can go. I apply a 1/4 teaspoon of this because you know sunscreen is dose dependent. You have to use about a 1/4 teaspoon for your face and your neck to get the SPF number on the label. If you're not, you're doing yourself a disservice. It does have a luminous, dewy finish, but this is super hydrating. So if you have drier skin, this is going to just soak right in, probably more than it does on my skin, and it's not going to dry out your skin. Your skin's going to feel nice and hydrated. Now the second sunscreen that I've used up over this summer is my Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Airy Fit SPF 50. This is a chemical sunscreen. It's traditional white sunscreen, but this doesn't leave any white cast. I think this is the only chemical sunscreen that I've ever truly loved. I tried it last summer and I thought, oh, it's really great, but I know it's going to irritate my skin eventually, and it hasn't. It's not super glowy. It's not super shiny and wet looking, which is one of the things I love about it. It's not super matte either, so it doesn't make your skin feel dry. It is almost a perfect chemical sunscreen. Another very important ingredient in my skincare routine is tretinoin. Now, sunscreen and tretinoin are going to be like the gold standard of anti-aging if you have sun damage. They really work synergistically and hand in hand to help to remove a lot of your past sun damage, and they also protect your skin from future sun damage. So they're really, really important in my skincare routine. Tretinoin is a vitamin A derivative. It's under the umbrella of retinoids. So within retinoids, there are different strengths of retinoids. There is over-the-counter retinol, which is the weakest version. Then there's one step up from there, which is over-the-counter retinaldehyde, which is said to be 10 times stronger than retinol. And then you bump up to the prescription version, which is tretinoin, and that is supposed to be 10 times stronger than retinaldehyde or 20 times stronger than retinol. So I use the tretinoin because I needed the big guns, the heavy hitters, because I had so much sun damage and it has really made a difference in my skin. But you can only get tretinoin by prescription here in the United States. So you either have to go to your doctor and get a prescription and then get it filled somewhere, or you can use an online telemedicine service like Agency. I've been using Agency for about 3 years now, and I'm also an ambassador for Agency. So this portion of the video is going to be sponsored by Agency. The product that contains the tretinoin is their Future formula, but it also contains 3 other active ingredients that are selected by my skincare provider at Agency, specifically for my skin concerns. I love it that Agency sets me up one-on-one with a dermatology provider who looks at the pictures of my skin, who looks at the answers to my quiz, and who then recommends the active ingredients, but not just the active ingredients, the amount of the active ingredient that is going to be the best for my skin. So if you are a newcomer to tretinoin, they're going to recommend a much lower percentage of tretinoin in your Future formula than they will in mine. And so Agency's dermatology providers can give you exactly what you need for your skin, because of course all of our skin is different, and what goes into my Future formula doesn't need to be the same stuff as goes into your Future formula. And that is one of the best things about this service, is that it really is almost customized just for you. I mean, there is a limited ingredient deck that they choose from, but what they're choosing from are the most effective, the most proven ingredients that you can get. You know, they're not wasting your money on a bunch of ingredients that don't really do anything. And for me, there's nothing better than looking at the back label on my Future formula and seeing the exact amount, the exact percentage of each of my active ingredients that are inside my bottle. So I know I'm getting an effective dose. You know, with 99% of the skincare out there, you don't know how much is in the bottle. So it's so much more personalized than any other skincare that you could buy off the shelf, but yet it's going to be like 20 times more effective than any skincare than you can buy off the shelf. The reason that I always recommend it to you guys is because of the change that I've seen in my skin and the change that you have seen in my skin over the years using tretinoin. And if this makes getting your tretinoin that much easier, that much more convenient, so that you can use it every day, you can get up to using it every day, they will help you do that. And anything that's going to help you do that is a win in my book. So always love recommending Agency to you guys. If you want to give it a try, there's a link in the info box below the video. Just click the link, go on over to Agency. They'll set you up one-on-one with your dermatology provider and start you in the process to get going with your Future formula today, so you can start seeing the change in your skin too. All right, next out of the bin is going to be a new product that I've never mentioned to you guys before, but it came in PR and I was so excited about it, especially once I looked into this. This is cool, okay? This is a hypochlorous acid spray. It's from Tower 28. It's called SOS, and it is their Daily Rescue facial spray. And hypochlorous acid, I'd never heard of before this year. All of a sudden, everybody's making a hypochlorous acid spray. All the dermatologists online are talking about hypochlorous acid, how it's been in their arsenal for years and years and years, and it's a real workhorse in their practice. It's antibacterial, it's antimicrobial, it can kill like COVID-19 virus, it can kill the bacteria that causes acne, but it's also very mild and soothing on your skin, and it's anti-inflammatory. It helps in wound healing. We actually make hypochlorous acid in our bodies, and it's part of the white blood cell system that comes and fights bacteria and fights infections. So it is pretty amazing that it's just been like a sleepy little behind the scenes workhorse of the dermatology practice for all these years. And now it's suddenly burst onto the scene of, you know, at-home skincare. My neck is just constantly irritated. It's irritated by my hair, clothes, jewelry, you name it. My neck is just in a constant state of irritation. And so I thought, well, let me give this a try. It's so easy to use. It's almost like a setting spray, you know? I can do my skincare and then just spritz it on, or I can spritz it on and then do my skincare. It has really been helping my neck to be much less sensitive. This is a hit with me. I really love it, and thank you, Tower 28, for sending it over. Next one, sadly, is a little bit more of a miss. That is going to be the CosRx 96% Snail Mucin. Now, I haven't used this quite all the way up. I used about 2/3 of it, I'd say. I've been using this since, I want to say last fall. I had first started using it in the morning, and you know, it is Snail Mucin, and Snail Mucin, it's got like this, you know, almost like aloe gel, or what you would think Snail Mucin might be like. It's definitely a little bit slimy, and I didn't really like how it felt or looked on my face. I felt like it made my face look really super shiny, and it was a little bit sticky, so I didn't love that. I also felt like it made my sunscreen and my makeup act a little bit weird. Like I would find these little like white flakes everywhere just when I was using this, and I wasn't sure if it was this, but that was the only difference. And then when I stopped using it in the morning, then those things started acting normal again. So I was like, I think it was the Snail Mucin. So then I switched it to the night just to see if it was really super moisturizing. So I did use this like throughout the winter. And I gotta say, I can't really say that it made any big difference in my moisturizing. For me, it was just like, okay, I didn't love it. I don't love the feeling of it. I can feel it on my fingers right now, having just rubbed it on, and my fingers feel sticky now. So for me, it's just a no-go. I know tons of people love this. They use it as an added moisturizing step. For me, it was a miss. So I won't be using that, and that won't be being integrated into my skincare routine. Next, for the tried and true hits are two of my retinaldehyde serums. As I mentioned earlier, retinaldehyde is 10 times weaker than tretinoin. And the reason that there's such a strength difference between retinol, retinaldehyde, and tretinoin is because tretinoin is the form of vitamin A that your skin recognizes and can use instantly. So you put tretinoin on your face, it sinks in, it has no trouble absorbing, it hits your retinoid receptors, which we have all over our skin, and your retinoid receptors go, oh, there's tretinoin, I know what to do with that. Let me start pumping out more collagen. Let me start making the dead layer of skin turn over faster. The other two are in unusable states by your skin when you first apply them. Your skin has to convert them into all-trans retinoic acid, which is what tretinoin already is. So with retinaldehyde, it's a one-step conversion. So your skin has to look at this stuff and say, what is that? I think there's something I can use in there. Maybe if I separate this off and separate that off, oh, there it is, now I can use it. The thing is that we don't know how much of that conversion actually takes place. We do know that there is some, and everyone's skin is different. So you don't know if person X has more conversion, person Y has no conversion, like you just don't know. And that is also the reason that they are less irritating than tretinoin. And then retinol, which is the weakest, has to go through a two-step conversion by your skin. So your skin has to go, oh wait, I think there's something usable in there. Let me undo this and take that and throw that away. Oh wait, now this, that's still not usable. Let me take pieces off and throw them away and be like, okay, now I've got to the core of it. But that's basically how it works. And so that's why the three different strengths are so vastly different from each other, because we don't know how much of the conversion happens, and especially it's not standardized from person to person or from product to product. But it's not that there's no reason to use it. Obviously, I do use it. This is what I use on my neck because I haven't been able to use the tretinoin on my neck. So I use retinaldehyde. So with both of these products, I've never had any irritation from either of them using them on my neck. And while I don't think they're doing as much as tretinoin would have done for my neck over the last 6 years since I haven't been able to use it, I think they definitely are doing something. And so I do continue to use them. And I don't really see a difference in my mind between these two, because these are products that tell me the percentage of the active ingredient in there, and that's what's important to me. So this is the Naturium Retinaldehyde Cream Serum. It's 0.1% retinaldehyde. This is the Maylove Moonlight Retinaldehyde Serum. It is 0.1% retinaldehyde. So these for me, I know they have the same amount of retinaldehyde in them. I like them both. If money's tight and you're trying to decide between these two, I would definitely go with the Naturium. This one is 1.7 ounces. The Maylove is 1 ounce, and they're about the same price. They're both about $30. So you get almost 3/4 of an ounce more in the Naturium. But as I said, I do love both and will continue to use both. Another hit all-time fave that I've used up is my Timeless Skincare 20% vitamin C plus E plus ferulic acid serum. This is my favorite of all time of all of the vitamin C serums that I've ever used. I did start using 2 other vitamin C serums over the course of the last 8 months. One is Poems from the Lab, the other one is from Prequel. I gotta say the Prequel one turned brown really, really fast, so I was a little disappointed in that. This one tends to stay fresher longer because, as you know, L-ascorbic acid-based vitamin C serums have to be formulated right. They have to be in the right packaging in order for the vitamin C not to oxidize. But when it oxidizes, it turns brown. And so once your serum is brown, it's really no good and you shouldn't use it. The Timeless stays fresh for me in the bottle with this new glass packaging. I love the glass packaging. I know a lot of people were complaining about the plastic packaging. They've gotten rid of that. This one, it doesn't leak. It's really good and it keeps the product fresh and stable. So I can get 5 months of use out of this product and it's like $26.95, right? So for 5 months of use on that, that's $5 a month for one of the best skincare ingredients. So I'm going to continue to use this one. The other one, the Poems from the Lab, because of the way it's packaged, it's really a clever package and it really keeps it stable inside the tube. And that one, after 7 months, still isn't turning yellow at all. It's really crystal clear. That one is much more expensive, $80 price point, $89, something like that. But it should stay clear and effective for at least 8 months in the tube. So that one is only $10 a month to use it if it will stay clear for 8 months. But where the Timeless only cost me $5 a month to use, still much more cost effective. So it's not that the other two were misses, I just love the Timeless. Another new product that I've been trying over the last several months is a copper peptide. So, you know, it's the funny thing about copper peptides is that they're so hot right now, right? Everyone wants to use a copper peptide. But I was just watching an older video of mine from maybe 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. And in that video, I mentioned copper peptides. I was saying, yeah, copper peptides have been around for a long time, but they're all the rage all of a sudden. People are really into them, and then they faded away. And now here it is 6 years later, and copper peptides are like hot again, right? But they're not new technology. They've actually been around since the early 90s. And it's just funny how, you know, an ingredient that's been around for a long time just kind of comes and goes and comes and goes. And I think people get all excited about it again, and maybe there's a slightly different formulation of it, but whatever the reason is, right now, copper peptides are super hot. And so I did try this one. I tried 2. I tried the Maylove one and I tried the ordinary one, which I still have. I said in my copper peptide video that I was going to try them on my hands, which I haven't done. I completely forgot about it and I just didn't do it. But I did continue to use it on my neck because, again, my neck is a good place to test things because I can't use Tretinoin there. This was just not great for me. I don't enjoy using it. It did give me a little bit of the tingles on my neck, and I didn't love that about it. I don't think it looked worse. I just don't think it looked any better after using, you know, 2/3 of a bottle and using it for 6 months. I'm not saying it's a bad product. I'm not saying that it can't be showing results for you. You may have used it and have great results. You know, on me, I just thought it was just okay. Right? And so currently I'm doing the experiment with the estriol cream on my neck. Last thing in the bottom of the basket of the hits and misses is the ordinary Argireline solution 10%. I just don't use Argireline because I don't think that it can be like Botox in a bottle, because Botox is injected into your muscle and it paralyzes your muscle. This can't get anywhere near your muscle. This works on the surface of your skin, but the research on Argireline that I do find to be the most compelling says that it helps your Botox to last longer. If it can help Botox to last longer, then I'm interested, because as you guys know, I do use Botox. I have some in my face right now. I never get my forehead completely frozen. I can raise my brows. I can scowl them together a little bit. When I squint, you know, the little wrinkles show up there. I can't say I've used a ton of it yet because I'm only kind of spot treating with it. I'm using it on my 11s and around my crow's feet. The instructions on this are to use it twice a day. I've only been using it once a day, so I think I'm gonna bump it up to twice a day. I'm gonna use it morning and evening. It'll be in with my serums. I'll put it in the skincare printout so that you can see where I'm using it, but I am gonna continue with this and we'll see if it does help my Botox last a little bit longer and maybe soften some of my wrinkles like my crow's feet and my 11s. So definitely check the info box for the link to the printable skincare routine guide. So that's it for today's video, everybody. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great day and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.